Hey everybody, what do the girl from Uncle and 50s monster pictures have in common? Answer. I'll be talking about them both tonight in the edit room. Let's get into it.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Frank T's Edit Room of Dreams. Last episode I ran out of time, so today I want to give a proper shout out to a fun spin-off from The Man from Uncle, appropriately titled The Girl from Uncle. It stars Stephanie Powers as the sharp and capable agent April Dancer, alongside Noel Harrison as her partner Mark Slate. But first, let's step back into the 1950s. A golden decade that gave us some of the most iconic horror and sci-fi films ever made. From The Thing from Another World to It, The Terror from Beyond Space, these movies helped define the alien genre. Them brought us giant ants that perfectly captured the nuclear anxieties of the atomic age. Each of these films tapped into the fears of their time, which is why they remain timeless classics today. Sit back and let's get into it.
By your command.
In 1951, The Thing from Another World hit screens as a groundbreaking sci-fi horror classic. It was credited to first-time director Christian Nyby, but produced and almost certainly co-directed by the legendary Howard Hawks. The film was adapted from John W. Campbell's novella, Who Goes There? It follows Air Force personnel at a remote Arctic research station who discover a crash-flying saucer and a frozen humanoid alien that's actually a dangerous vegetable-based life form. In the 1950s, filmmakers didn't have CGI. They had rubber, wires, sweat, and pure creativity. The monster was played by a young James Arness in a bulky foam rubber suit and heavy prosthetic makeup. After months of rejected designs, producer Howard Hawks finally told makeup artist Lee Greenway, "Make him look like Frankenstein." The result was a tall, bald, humanoid, plant-based creature. One of the most famous shots shows the creature's clawed hand reaching through a doorway. Pure practical effects, done in one take. They also pulled off something groundbreaking, one of the earliest uses of a stuntman actually set on fire for a scene. The fiery scene was shot with real flames, creating a shocking and unforgettable moment for audiences of the time. James Arness was so embarrassed by the costume that he skipped the Hollywood premiere and refused to tell anyone he was even in the movie. When the final version was released, the studio darkened all the monster scenes to hide his appearance. Maybe he knew Marshall Dillon was waiting for him. Nah, watch the skies. Now we'll take a quick trip back to 1958, when a small independent crew created a sci-fi classic on a budget of just $100,000. That movie is It, The Terror from Beyond Space. In this thrilling film, a deadly alien creature sneaks onto a spaceship returning from Mars and starts eliminating the crew one by one. Sound familiar? Ridley Scott used the exact same premise in 1979's Alien. Remarkably, this film completed principal photography in just 2 weeks, with some days allowing only 6 hours of actual filming. The screenplay was penned by Jerome Bixby, a talented sci-fi writer who later crafted the iconic Star Trek episode Mirror, Mirror. It's amazing to think how much impact this movie had despite its low budget and quick production. The alien was played by Ray Crash Corrigan, a veteran stuntman and actor. He showed up to the set drunk, damaged the suit, and refused to be properly measured for it. As a result, the costume didn't fit well. His chin was even visible poking through the monster's mouth in some shots. The scenes were darkened mainly because of the tight budget and technical limitations. But in doing so, it made the movie even scarier. It, The Terror from Beyond Space, is packed with suspense and proves that you don't need a huge budget to create an effective horror film. Mostly all the violence takes place off-screen, and the monster is always skulking around in shadows. Its influence reached far, helping to inspire the legendary Alien movies years later. So if you're in the mood for a classic sci-fi monster movie, give It, The Terror from Beyond Space, a watch. You'll be surprised by what this small crew accomplished in just 2 weeks. Between you and me, this movie scared the crap out of me the first time I saw it on Creature Feature here in New Jersey. Check it out.
Welcome to Altair 4, gentlemen. I am to transport you to the residence.
By your command.
Picture this. It's 1954, and nuclear bomb tests in the New Mexico desert have turned ordinary ants into 8-foot-tall, flesh-eating monsters. Them is the original giant bug movie. Warner Brothers originally wanted a big-budget color 3D spectacular, but the 3D rig broke, and the studio boss slashed the budget. The result? Full-scale mechanical ants, built with levers, pulleys, and a crew of sweating technicians crammed inside, bumping into each other in the Mojave sand. The only part that's in color is the opening title. The stellar cast features James Whitmore as tough State Trooper Sergeant Ben Peterson, Edmund Gwenn, yes, the Santa from Miracle on 34th Street, as brilliant scientist Dr. Harold Medford, Joan Weldon as his daughter Pat, and James Arness, this time not ashamed of his part in the movie, as FBI agent Robert Graham. But the scene everyone remembers is little Sandy Desher as the traumatized Ellenson girl found wandering the desert in shock, clutching her broken doll until she finally screams the movie's title. Them! Them! Despite the headaches, Them became Warner Brothers' biggest hit of the year, earning $2.2 million in rentals. It perfectly captured America's Cold War nuclear fears, radiation gone wrong, and the dark side of the atomic age. And those giant ants didn't just look scary, they sounded terrifying. That high-pitched metallic screech cut right through you. It wasn't some soft movie monster roar. It was sharp, unnatural, and constant. People in theaters actually flinched when it hit. Kids covered their ears. Adults shifted in their seats. That sound alone sold the idea that these weren't just big bugs, they were something wrong. 60+ years later, that screech still works. One of the most effective sound effects in all of 1950s sci-fi. Smart, scary, and still one of the best monster movies ever made. Watch it, and you'll never look at an anthill the same way again. In September 1966, at the height of the spy craze, NBC spun off a new series from their big hit, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., appropriately called The Girl from U.N.C.L.E. Best known in U.N.C.L.E. circles, Martha Wilkerson had an early connection to the idea behind The Girl from U.N.C.L.E. She was the wife of Mort Werner, who was an NBC programming executive. She reportedly came up with the concept of a female uncle agent and was asked by her husband to develop a screenplay for a series around one. Early ideas associated with her included the working title, The Girl from Auntie, and a character name of Caroline Cookie Fortune. She is sometimes credited in fan discussions as having helped plant the seed for a female-led Uncle spin-off, even though the final show that aired in 1966 was shaped by Felton, Douglas Benton, and the MGM team. The show centered on the stylish and capable April Dancer, played by Stephanie Powers, teamed with British agent Mark Slate, played by Noel Harrison. Years earlier, producer Norman Felton consulted with Ian Fleming. You might remember him as the man who created James Bond. Fleming contributed a few ideas and character names, including Napoleon Solo and April Dancer. At the time, April Dancer was intended as a secretary character, similar to Miss Moneypenny, rather than a field agent. The show was designed to be lighter, campier, and more fashion-conscious than the original, targeting younger female viewers with mod 60s outfits and a girl power vibe. One important link between the two series was Leo G. Carroll as Mr. Waverly. He reprised his role as the head of U.N.C.L.E., appearing in several episodes to give the spin-off continuity and connect the two shows. Even Robert Vaughn guest starred in an action-packed episode. Why was it made? NBC wanted to cash in on the enormous popularity of The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and expand the franchise. Was it successful? Unfortunately, no. It only lasted one season, 29 episodes, running from September 13, 1966 to April 11, 1967. While Stephanie Powers was sexy and charming, the show struggled with weaker writing and never found the right tone. Why did it fail? The spy craze was already cooling off by late 1966. The show felt too silly compared to the original, and once The Man from U.N.C.L.E. itself started losing steam, The Girl from U.N.C.L.E. had little chance of survival. Still, it's a fun footnote in 1960s television, one of the earliest attempts at a female-led spy series.
By your command.
And that wraps up another night in the edit room of dreams. These classic films remind us that the best stories don't need a massive budget, just imagination, heart, and the courage to try something new. They still have the power to pull us in, make us lean forward, and leave us wanting more. Next time, we'll be asking the producers of Sequest DSV, Space 1999, and The Star Lost, what in hell's bathroom happened to you guys? So keep creating, keep building, keep dreaming. I'll see you right here in the edit room.